everyone.
Hello.
I brought my helpers with me again this week. We're excited to bring you another lesson on the fruit of the Spirit. You can see our tree here behind us. We added a star this week, and we're going to talk about what the star means. So, yep, there they are. Before we do that, let's review. Look at the board, you guys. Let's review what our fruits of the Spirit are that we've learned so far. Who remembers? Yep, just set it there. Who remembers what the red heart is?
Love.
Love. Good job. Who remembers what the smiley face is?
Have joy. Joy.
Joy. Good job. Does anybody remember the leaf?
Peace.
Peace. You guys are so good. How about the timer?
Patience.
Good job. Patience. What about the pink heart?
Love.
Oh, that's the red heart.
Kindness.
Kindness. Good job. Wow, you guys, I'm impressed. And the star.
Good. Self-control.
Good. Oh, those are good guesses. The star is for goodness. Does mommy ever tell you to be good?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I do sometimes. Did you know that goodness was a fruit of the Spirit?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Remember, the fruit of the Spirit is something that comes in our lives because we have a friendship with God. Yeah. So goodness isn't just about being good and following all the rules, and that's what we'll learn in our story today. All right? So, today we're learning that goodness is a fruit of the Spirit. And the word good doesn't seem all that special the way we use it sometimes, right? Like we say, how was your day? Oh, it was good. Or we say, how was school? And you say, it was good. So let's play a thumbs up or a thumbs down game, okay? Here, turn this way so everybody can see you. There. So I'm going to say something. If you think it's good, you give me a thumbs up. And if you think it's bad, you give me a thumbs down, okay? And you guys can do it at home too. If you think it's good, give me a thumbs up. And if you think it's not good, give me a thumbs down, okay? Ready? Pizza. Video games. Homework. Oh. Cookies. Puppies. Ooh, here's one. How about snakes? I'm going to give a thumbs down, but Micah loves snakes.
I do.
How about this one? Bedtime. Thumbs up for mommy. Thumbs down for kids. How about friends? Thumbs up. Friends or thumbs down? You're silly. How about playing outside? Yeah? Thumbs up. So there were some things we thought were good and some things we thought were not good, right? But did we all agree on everything that was good?
Yeah, we did. No?
No, we didn't all agree. What did we disagree on?
Some people disagreed on snakes and stuff like that.
Snakes, that one we disagreed on. And
bedtime.
Bedtime, we disagreed on bedtime. That's right.
Friends.
So some of them we couldn't agree whether they were good or not.
Yeah.
So what do we mean when we talk about the fruit of the Spirit, goodness? What does that mean? Does it mean to just be good, or does it mean how pizza tastes, or whether we like snakes or not?
I love snakes.
I think it's a little bit more than that, don't you?
What?
So let's talk about a story, or let's talk about some of the things that we think it takes to be good. I have two bags here. Can you tell me what these bags say?
Rules and laws.
Rules and laws. I'm going to let you hold one. Show it to the friends at home. And I'm going to let you hold one. Here, turn it this way so they can see it. There we go. All right, so here's some things that we think are rules. Yep, you can read them. So Miss Sophie's going to read these, and then we're going to put them in our bag. Here, read this one.
Take them out.
disobey parents or teachers.
Can we take it out?
No, we're going to put it in.
Do not say mean words.
Do not say mean words. Bless you. Oh, goodness. Let's put it in your bag. Put it in. Here's another one. What does this one say, Sophie?
Do not hit.
Do not hit. Put it in the bag.
Do not fight or argue.
Do not fight or argue. Here, Hannah, put it in your bag. Here, come over
I
here.
can
So,
hold it.
yeah, come here so they can see you. There we go.
Do not steal.
Do not steal. Put it in Micah's bag.
Do not cheat.
Do not cheat. That's a good one.
Do not cheat on games.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't go in Hannah.
What about this one?
Do not kill.
Oh, that's very important. Do not kill. Put it in the bag. Here's one more.
Do not lie.
Do not lie. That's right. You should never, ever tell a lie. So these are our rules and our laws. And sometimes we think that it's just about following the rules. But we have a story today that's going to show us that, can I have that please? That it's not about following the rules all the time. That sometimes goodness is more than just doing good things.
I'm going to do this.
Yep, we're going to do that next. It's a character trait that comes from God, from God's goodness. Because you know, the fruit of the Spirit, these are all things that come from God, and they are a part of us because of our friendship with God. So we need to know about God's goodness so that we can understand what our goodness can look like sometimes. Because sometimes it's more than just following the rules. So I have some things for us to talk about. Here's a nice cozy blanket. What's nice about a blanket, you guys?
You can get snuggly cozy.
Snuggly and cozy in it? Yeah, that's not part of our goodness bag. So can you put this on for me for a minute? I'm going to load it up. Our bag of goodness. So our blanket goes in. Our blanket reminds us that God is our comforter. I know that when I'm feeling chilly and maybe not feeling well, I like to put on a blanket and get all cozy. And that helps me feel comforted. So I'm going to put that in my bag of God's goodness. Okay, now what's this, you guys?
Bandage cream.
Cream. Yeah, why do we use this?
For bad boo-boo.
If we get a boo-boo, we use this. That's right. Oh,
Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah, like when I fell on the gravel when I was riding my
Right, yeah, and this helps our cuts to not get infected. So God's goodness also
bike. Oh, you
means,
can take this out when we go home.
yes, God's goodness also means healing for us. Sometimes we need His healing. So we're going to put that in our bag of God's goodness too. I also have some, we'll do that next. I also have some of these. Can you show our friends at home what do we have here?
Bandages.
Bandages. What do we use those for?
I'll give you those.
For our boo-boos. And what do they do for our boo-boos?
They heal them.
They cover them up, right? They protect them.
From
Did you-
getting injured.
Let's put them in the bag of goodness, okay? Did you know that God's goodness protects us? Yeah, it protects us too.
Put it in here.
Yeah. Now, what about this? Have you guys ever used one of these before?
No, I haven't. I haven't.
Do you know what this is used for?
No.
No? This is used if you have a part of your body that needs to be wrapped up really tight, like if you sprain your ankle or your wrist. Sometimes you wrap this up, you wrap it really tight around you, and it helps you so that you don't hurt. So you wrap it around like this, okay?
I can hold it. That feel tight?
We're gonna put it into our bag of God's goodness, okay? Because this reminds us that God's goodness is always around us all the time. We just have to look for it. Did you know that? God's goodness is always around you. You just have to look for it. So we're gonna put that in there. And I have two more things. What is this, friends?
A donkey.
A donkey? What in the world? Here, let's put the bag
What
on
in the
so we
world?
can fill it up. What do you think a donkey has to do with God's goodness?
So he can ride and people say Hosanna.
Well, that's true. Yeah, that was from Palm Sunday a couple weeks ago. Just a minute, we'll do that in a second. We don't use donkeys today the way they did back in Jesus' day. Do you know how they used donkeys back then?
They ride on them.
They did ride on them. So what do we use today to get places?
A donkey?
We don't ride a donkey. How did we get here?
Cars.
In a car, that's right. But this is what they used when they didn't have cars. So God's goodness can lift us up and help us get where we need to go. It would be really, how long would it have taken us to walk out here?
600 hours.
A long time. And it would have been really chilly, wouldn't it? That would have been hard on our bodies. But we got to ride in our car. But back in the day, they got to ride on a donkey. And that lifted their burden. So God's goodness lifts our burdens. So let's put this in our bag of goodness. Yes, I know, and then we'll do those next. You can show everybody what you have. Show everybody what you have, Sophie. What are those?
Money, silver.
Yeah, those are coins. What is something that you need that you can buy with money?
Coins.
What can you buy with this that you might need?
Toys and food.
Toys and food? Those are great answers.
And maybe you could buy something that you really like.
Something that you really like?
That's.
Did you find your name? Yeah, there you are.
I already saw my name. It's right down there.
So with the coins, we can use them to get food and shelter and all the things that we need to live a good life. And that reminds us.
And we need a smoke alarm too.
A smoke alarm too, yes. And that reminds us that God is providing for us with His goodness. Okay? So we're going to put that in our bag of goodness too. This bag of goodness is really going to come in handy, I bet, when we do our story. So we are going to act out a little story. Can I have the bag of goodness while you get ready? I brought some guests with me today, you guys. It's really exciting. We have some more friends who are coming to help us act out our story. So can you go over there with my friend Miss Megan is here. Yay, Miss Megan. So we are going to act out our story for you to teach us more about God's goodness. Okay? All right. So a man was going down from Jerusalem to Jericho when he was attacked by robbers. Oh no! Oh no!
Let's go.
They stripped him of his clothes and beat him and went away, leaving him half dead. Okay, you ready, Hannah? A priest happened to be going down the same road when he saw a man he passed by on the other side. So too, a Levite, when he came to the place and saw him, passed by on the other side. But a Samaritan, as he traveled, came where the man was, and when he saw him, he took pity on him. He went to him and bandaged his wounds, pouring on oil and wine. Then he put the man on his own donkey and brought him to an inn and took care of him. The next day, he took out 2 denarii and gave them to the innkeeper. Look after him, he said, and when I return, I will reimburse you for any expense you may have had. Oh, thank you. Thank you. All right. Round of applause for my wonderful helpers. Good job, guys. So in that story, there were a couple people who came down the road before the Samaritan. There was a priest and somebody from the temple. Now, we don't really use those words very much anymore today. Do you guys know what a priest is?
Can I untie it? The one that cares for people? I don't know.
Kinda, yeah. Do you know what a priest is? A priest is somebody who is kind of like a pastor for today's language that we would use at our church. So, did the pastor stop and help the traveler? No, he didn't. Did the temple helper stop? A temple is just another name for church. Did he stop and help the traveler?
He should.
He should, but he didn't. Do you know why they didn't?
Because he was thinking.
Well, maybe because they were carrying the rules, right? And the laws. And do you know that some of their rules and their laws told them that they couldn't, thank you, they couldn't go near somebody who was bleeding or a dead body. So the priest, thank you, the priest and the temple worker, yeah, you can hold them.
No, don't hold mine.
Oh, I'll hold yours. The priest and the temple worker thought that they were following the laws by staying away from the injured man. But we know he needed help and they should have helped him. They were so busy following the laws that they didn't take time to really practice God's goodness. Remember, God's goodness protects us and cares for us. And they didn't see all that because they were so busy following the laws. So you can understand from this story, it's not just about following the laws and obeying the rules. It's about having the fullness of God's character, which we can only have because of our friendship with God. It's a fruit of the Spirit. It's not something we can do on our own. It's only something that we can do when we have a friendship with God. None of us are good on our own, but we can have God's goodness just like that backpack. We can have God's goodness to flow out of us when we have a friendship with God. All right, you guys, thanks for watching our lesson on the fruit of the Spirit. As you watch my children be so very good, I hope everybody's having a great week. And thanks again to my special helpers, Miss Jennifer and Miss Megan and Mr. Patrick. Thank you guys for being here and helping us with our play. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you next time. Everybody say bye.